In this video, you will learn how to prevent your users from getting security errors when you have full SSL inspection enabled. You'll create a custom self-signed certificate with OpenSSL and then install it on your Fortigate. Unlike the Fortigate's default certificate, this custom certificate will provide a chain of trust that allows network users to trust the Fortigate as a CA in its own right. Once the Fortigate is trusted, your users should not see any more certificate warnings. Download OpenSSL for your operating system. This video uses OpenSSL 0.9.8h-1. Make sure your version has openssl.cnf in the bin folder. Navigate to the bin folder of the OpenSSL installation. Type in the following command to launch OpenSSL and generate an RSA private key. It uses an AES 256 encryption and a 2048-bit key. Note that the config openssl.cnf requires that the file be in the bin folder. This command will request and verify a password for encrypting the private key. Type in the following command to launch OpenSSL and submit the rec command with the -new switch. This will create a new certificate request and sign it. The result is a standard X509 binary certificate that is valid for 10 years or 3,650 days. Using the OpenSSL extension v3_ca and the key that was generated in the previous command. The v3_ca extension has all the properties needed for a CA-capable certificate. Enter the password for the private key and then enter the details required for a certificate signing request. First, enter the country name as a 2-letter code. Then the state or province as a full name. Enter the city or locality. Next, enter the full organization name. You can enter up to 5 organizational unit names separated by commas. Make sure you enter the common name as a full name, FQDN, email, or IP. Finally, enter the email address of the admin contact responsible for the certificate. You now have 2 files, your private key and your public certificate, which contains your public key. Back in the Fortigate GUI, go to System, Config, Features to make sure that certificate management is enabled. Scroll down and click Show More to see the Certificates feature. Enable certificates and apply your changes. Now go to System, Certificates to import your signed CSR or certificate signing request. Set the type to certificate and choose the certificate file you generated in the previous step. Also choose the private key file and enter the password. Enter a certificate name without any spaces for PKCS12 compatibility. The signed certificate will appear on your local CA certificates list. Select it and click Download. Go to Policy and Objects, Policy, SSL SSH Inspection to add your certificates to an SSL inspection profile. First, open the Deep Inspection profile. Then, set the CA certificate to the certificate you imported and verify that full SSL inspection is enabled on all ports. You can see a list of web categories and addresses that are exempted from deep inspection. The addresses are for applications that require unique certificates which will not function properly without being exempted. Go to Policy and Objects, Policy, IPv4, and edit your Internet access policy. Enable the web filter profile and leave the default policy selected. SSL inspection is then automatically enabled, and you can select the deep inspection profile you created in the previous step. Make sure all policies use the deep inspection profile. You can now manually import the certificate into your network user's Trusted Root CA certificate store. If you have a Mac operating system, double-click on the signed certificate and a Keychain Access dialog box will appear. You may get a warning that your certificate is not to be trusted because it is self-signed. Make sure you select Always Trust. If you have Windows, right-click on the signed certificate and Install Certificate, and click Next to use the certificate import wizard. Place all certificates under Trusted Root Certification Authorities and select OK. Select Finish to complete your certificate import. If you have Mozilla, go to the menu and select Options. In the Advanced Options, under Certificates, you can view the existing certificates and then import your self-signed certificate. Confirm that your certificate is trusted for all options and select OK. Previously, when you visited an HTTPS website like Amazon.ca, you would get certificate warnings. Now, when you use a PC on your internal network, you can visit the same site, and since you have the correct type of certificate signed by a recognized CA, your warnings should no longer appear. Click the green lock, and under the Connection tab, you can view the certificate information. Make sure that the Issued By field shows your domain. You can also view other details and the certificate path. When you use a Mac on your internal network, you will get the same results. When you look at the certificate information details, you can also see that the traffic is subject to deep inspection and confirm that your certificate is being used, unless the website is a listed exception. Thank you for watching. For more information, you can access Fortinet's documentation library at docs.fortinet.com and check out our cookbook.fortinet.com for more tutorials like this one.